big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Guys, today we have got... Oh, your beauty! So, before we get into anything today, I put a question out on last week's video regarding hiking boots. These are my old beasts, the Solomons. As you can see, they're a bit battered and bruised. To be fair, I'm terrible at looking after my gear, so it's completely my fault. It is not a reflection of the brand. But anyway, a big thank you for all of your replies. I also put the same question out on my Instagram. I got some wonderful replies there. It was a massive help, and I've decided, I don't know why I'm showing you them like this, but I've committed now. These beasts, which are Zamberlans, I'd never actually heard of this brand before, but they look pretty snazzy, don't they? I've literally just bought them now from Cotswold Outdoors in Keswick. Brilliant service. You also get 15% off with your National Trust card. I didn't even know that. But anyway, these I think are going to fare me well for a good while now, and I'm going to try my best to look after them as well. So yeah, big thank you to you guys. Today's adventure, I don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing. It's one of them, but looking forward to it all the same. Come and join me. Oh, you little beauty. So I'm banging on about the boots, guys, but you've probably just seen as well, I've got myself a nice new shiny pair of gaiters, mountain equipment no less. So I'm feeling quite fancy down in the bottom quarter. New gaiters and new boots. I'm gonna have to pause that there. Look at the light, man. It's beautiful again. It feels like winter light at the minute. You know when, I mean, it's like 12 noon at the minute, but the sun is low in the sky and it's shining through these beautiful stormy clouds every now and again. We have the ingredients for a good day of landscape photography. But yeah, going back to the gaiters, man, it's the first time I've ever bought myself a pair. Couldn't figure out how to get them on for the life of me. I was stood next to the van like an absolute wally bob, trying to get them on, spinning them around, trying to figure out how they're meant to go on top of your boots and the bottom of your pants or whatever. Madness, but they're on now, and I'm feeling a little bit like all the gear, no idea. It's probably a bit harsh on myself because I'm always out, aren't I? But yeah, let's do a little bit of walking and then we'll chat about this wonderful area. Mates. Oh, it's one of those days for aperture priority and auto ISO. Absolute no time to be faffing around with the old tripod, man. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. Even when I was back down in Keswick, as I was driving here, I could see the light dancing amongst the fells, you know. It truly is one of those days where you've got them thick clouds ahead, but we're getting them shafts of light penetrating through down onto the fields, onto the fells. Oh, it is spectacular. What a treat. So for anyone that doesn't know, this is instantly recognisable to most photographers. This is the Borrowdale Valley in the heart of the Lake District National Park. A wonderful place to come with the camera this time of year in autumn. Still got a fair bit of autumn colour, but the photograph that I've just taken, honestly, it's all about the light. Right back over, I think here somewhere, around about there, back towards Great End, we had those shafts of light shining through. I zoomed in, about 155mm, really far in, you know, just proper honing in on that amazing light. Tried my best to form some sort of composition around the light. It looks pretty good, feels quite balanced. We've got a big woodland over there as well. And grabbed the shot, you know, aperture priority. It gave me 1/50th of a second f11. Which is what I dialed in, and then ISO 64. So they're like the settings that I'd have chosen anyway. No need for the tripod, no need. I'd have probably missed, in fact, I'd have definitely missed the light because it lasted best part of a minute, honestly. It came and went so quickly, but what a start, man, what a start. it's like that. I tell you what, I love that type of photography so much. For me, that is what it's all about. Reactive landscape photography, when you react into the light like that. There is not much better. I'll tell you what's quality as well. It's the fact that it's so rare. You know, all we seem to do as landscape photographers is try our best to be putting ourselves in the right places and just hoping that it's the right time. You know, we can plan with weather forecasts and sunsets, sunrises, all of these things. There's some wonderful apps out there, you know, fog, but until you get to the place, you never really know, especially in places like this, like Northern England. Things just change so quickly. So that when it does happen like that, oh my goodness, man, it is such a rush. That was quality. And now look, I wasn't even planning on making this video about aperture priority mode or automatic settings or auto ISO, whatever. But I'm going to, because I just think that was so important. That was such a perfect example of when I really feel we should use these automated features on our cameras, these automated modes. When we're reacting to things like that, and it's all based around speed. I use manual mode for a few reasons, but for the most part, I use it because I want full control over my exposure, over my histogram. It's so important to me. But here's the thing, even if you're shooting in automatic mode, man, you've still got control over your histogram with the exposure compensation on your camera. And it's so quick, easy, and simple. And that's what I needed right then. I know for a fact I would not have caught that photograph then if I was faffing about with manual mode, and especially if I was faffing with the old tripod and that as well. It would have been useless. So yeah, perfect example, man. You know, cameras have come on so much in the last few years, and like I said, we spend so much money on them, and these features, these modes are there to be used. So good example of it. I've missed so many opportunities in the past because I've felt like I needed to use the tripod, I needed to use manual mode. It's nothing more than daft, let me tell you. Hopefully the shot was good. I don't even know. Anyway, I've come a tiny bit further up now, and as I hope you can see in the background, there's quite a few like silver birch trees dotted around, which seem to be in like peak autumnal colour. Nice and vibrant yellow. So instead of rushing up the fell or rushing off, I'm just going to stick around here and see if I can make anything of them. I think we may have seen the best of the light, but like I said, in these sorts of locations, you never really know. So I've decided to come further up. I've gone against my advice of sticking where I was before around them silver birch trees because I'm trying to prioritise light over subject. What I mean by that is, yes, the subjects, the birch trees were beautiful, very photogenic. However, we were so far down in that valley that the light had gone because the sun had dipped down below these ridge lines. So I figured if I keep coming up the fell instead, we're only going to increase our chances of having that light shining all over the gaff. However, and you know what's coming? The clouds have come in. I feel like that's my tagline because it always happens. The clouds have come in and it feels unlikely that we're going to get light now either way. Now there's a few patches of blue sky, there's some gaps up there in the clouds, so I'm still a little bit hopeful. So I've set up a scene here. It's one of them where I'm setting it up on the tripod and just waiting to see if anything happens with the light, you know. And it's a real traditional Lakeland scene as the wind comes in with all that cloud. The composition is quite traditional. We've got a dry stone wall that's leading us down into Castle Crag, which is this wooded fell here in the middle of the valley. and then I feel like it kind of sweeps around that way into the Borrowdale Valley. So it's nice, you know, it's pleasant, it's a decent composition, but I feel like it just needs a little sprinkling of light on it in the middle somewhere. So I'm going to hang around, keep the camera on the tripod and wait and see. Goodness me, man, that wind is coming in now. So it's been about 25 minutes now. You've probably just seen the photograph. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen with the light. So I don't know, I might wait here till the sunset because we're facing in the right direction. But that cloud is looking even heavier. Now, before I move on, I'd love to say another big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video and for the continued support of my work. If you don't know who Squarespace are, it's an all-in-one platform that you can use to build your own website, and it's exactly what I did. My website is through Squarespace, and I'm incredibly proud of it. You can use Squarespace just for a portfolio, you know, if you want somewhere to showcase your photographs. It's a great place to sell products, which is what I do through one of their e-commerce packages. I sell my prints, I advertise my one-to-ones, I sell my ebooks, and my 2023 calendars, of which I've got a very limited amount left if you'd like to support me. And they've actually got a really good phone app as well, which I use quite regularly to just make a few changes or edits to my website, things like that. So that's really handy, you know, if I'm out in the van or something like that. But yeah, another massive thank you to them. If you'd like to give them a go to squarespace.com/Henry Turner and be sure to use the offer code Henry Turner at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase, right? I don't know what I'm going to do now. Right, so I'm packing up the bag. It's not looking good. Oh, give us a sec. There we go. It's not looking good. It is. Look, it's properly clouded over. We're pretty much at sunset now. Oh, it's just gone like this horrible brown colour. There's a little bit going on just on the tops there. See where there's that bright patch? A tiny bit of colour, but yeah, it's more of a brown, like I said. Not a big fan. So a little bit of a shame. And the light is beating us. Nothing else is going to happen now. So I feel like it's probably been a bit of a short video. But at the very least, you know, I really enjoyed that first section when we were shooting down into the midst of the wonderful Borrowdale Valley. Those gorgeous light rays. That was class, wasn't it? So yeah, either way, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate your support as always. And please comment down below the video. I always love to hear from you guys. It means a lot to me. And yeah, as always, I shall see you on the next adventure. Out.